You know, folks, this is going to be the video portion, and I'm going to share on some sites, as well as I'm probably going to do a text version as well, because I'm going to type it or drag it natural speak it. But I thought I'd just kind of get this off my chest before I go any further. You know, when I did my numerous topics, either here on video and then as I'm going to do later on, basically text-wise, one of the things I've talked about, especially even since the beginning of this entire arc that officially, I guess, ended with 252, was the whole Mecha Sally deal. And basically, one of the things that really always bothered me at times was fans constantly arguing over how she was weaponized, how Ian Flynn had Eggman weaponize her. And when I finally read the issues, or at least skimmed through them, a couple weeks ago, I didn't even have to read it. You know what was funny is I didn't even have to read those issues just yet before I skimmed through them, kind of read certain parts and all that, as you all saw. But basically when I finally did look at how he was weaponizing her, or how he was getting her prepped for weaponization, it's almost like it validated my point. You know, everybody always says that one of the arguments, the counter arguments with this whole situation was that this was an all ages comic. This is a kid's comic. And there is no way they would allow something like that, even off panel, to happen. And you know what? It was obviously true. Because one of the things I always looked for, and I mentioned this in the text version and the video version, the one thing I always looked for, basically when I was doing the review of 230 to 247, one of the things I always looked for was the tiniest of details. The tiniest of details that gets overlooked. And it doesn't just have to be in the main comic, it can be in the spin-off as well. But you see, here's the tiniest details that people don't understand. They seem to overlook because they figure Ian would do that. You know, first of all, I'm not here to defend Ian, okay? And when I sometimes don't get along with him, sometimes I don't see eye to eye. That's obvious. You know, considering my past history on his message board. But the thing is, why would Ian Flynn write a scene for issue 232, I believe? Issue 232, I believe. Why would he write a scene where Eggman basically is modifying a power ring? When Eggman basically mentions that he's modified a power ring that will prevent Sally from regaining her free will. If he had torn her down, torn her apart, gutted her, and basically rebuilt her from scratch, why would he still go ahead and modify a power ring? He wouldn't, right? It wouldn't make sense. It's like, hey, I just finished rebuilding and modifying and rebuilding Sally into a weaponized monster now, and you know, I don't need to do anything else. She's now just a plain robot. Okay, why would he do that? He wouldn't. It doesn't make sense. I mean, if he was going to replace her body or rebuild it into a weaponized version, why would he have to modify a power ring? He wouldn't. And then here's the other thing as well. When you take a look at when he's measuring her head, when he's has the thing on her head, which is a measuring tool, and then the other thing, which he's using to measuring her arms, it's not that he's trying to fit her for new arms and a new head and all that. No. He's measuring her as if he's ready to outfit her with a dress. Trying to measure her right size and stuff for a dress and all that. That's all it was. It was measurements. It was nothing else. It was nothing else. It was measurements. And I can understand that some fans feel otherwise, and that's fine. If you want to feel that Ian Flynn did what you think he did, that's fine. Go ahead. Because it's done and over with. Let's be honest. It's done and over with. It'll probably only be revisited in the future. In future issues, maybe. But, it's done and over with. The point is, though, when you look back on it, you've got to admit there's no way he would do that. And here's the other way here's some other clues that he would not do that. Like I said, I don't know if it was 239 or 240 or something like that. But you have Sally in a 2-page spread on top of the other panels, but a 2-page splash panel, engaging Amy in a fight. And in the back you see Sally's tail sticking out of her backside. If he had completely modified her, that wouldn't be sticking out. You see what I'm saying? It was sticking out as if she was wearing a piece of armor. That's it. That's it. It's like, okay, what are you going to do? Okay, it's like, okay, what are you going to do? Are you going to send somebody that you just roboticized as they are into battle against her former colleagues, her friends, knowing that she could be easily taken down? No. You'd want to modify her by adding some kind of armor on her that increases her strength. Now again, getting back to the laser cannon part, a lot of people say, well, what about that? The truth is, tiniest details they get overlooked. Tiniest details, she had a connector connecting the laser cannon to her head, to her brain. How else was she able to use it? And then, here's the other clues as well. Here's some other clues that kind of let you know that Ian wanted to go in a specific direction. Or in a certain direction. The 237, 238, and then the ending of either 239 or 240 when she failed to get her brother. Here's the thing. She was shocked in, I think, 238 or something like that, that Tails would attack her. And then she gives Tails this option. If she was totally gone, she wouldn't do this. But she gives Tails the option of, hey, either save me or save them. It's up to you. What is the right thing to do? Save them from a massive attack? What's more important? That's basically the option. And if she was totally gone, she wouldn't have given him that. The point is, this is going to be the last time I talk about this, but the thing is, folks, this whole thing about Sally getting weaponized, Mecha Sally getting weaponized as Mecha Sally, and how it was done, on how basically this whole thing on how Mecha Sally got weaponized deal. Let's be honest, folks. You can have your opinions, that's fine, but I think you should know the truth. And the truth flat out is staring you right in the face with the tiniest details that you got to pay attention to. I mean, take a look at Sonic Universe when Monkey Kong replaced her modified power ring with his crown power ring. And slowly after that, in the main comic, is only when she started to regain her free will. Or started to. You could see hints of that. You could see that. Ending of the issue where she was ordered to try to take out her brother. She's looking out the window of that hut, and you can almost see like a sad expression, like, it's not because she missed her target, it's because she was forced to probably go do something she didn't want to do. She's basically fighting the control, like, she's got this look on her face that's saddened, that's almost like, I'm sorry, brother, I did not mean for, me. Basically, she's got this look on her face that she's saddened that she had this emotion on her face that she's saddened at the fact that she not only, well, not because she missed her target, but because of the fact that she's saddened that she was forced against her will to have to do that, and she's fighting to regain her free will. And that tells you, along with 237 and 238, that that's exactly the direction Ian was going, originally was going to go with her in the comics. So to me, Ian knew exactly what he was doing, whether you like the guy or not. Originally, he knew what he had planned, and then everything behind the scenes came around, and that basically threw things into flux. You know what I mean? So, but again, this being the last time, in the way this title of this video is, how Sally got weaponized as Mecha Sally, the fact is, folks, you know, you can have your opinion until this comic comes to an end officially or whenever, and you're entitled to it. But I think you should look at the tiniest details, and you should start thinking to yourself, would a longtime fan, who's now the head writer, go that far? Yes, he likes to have dark elements added in, there's no doubt about it, but come on, honestly, to do that to a character that a lot of people say he likes, he's praised, if you will, I don't think so. To gut her, I don't think so. So, my personal opinion, which I've stuck with for the past 2 years, is he didn't do that. He didn't have Eggman gut her or take her apart. He just had Eggman off panel, weld on weaponized armor. End of story, end of discussion. Let me know what you guys think. God bless, take care.